This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. You know, there's a whole bunch of talk in Trump world that he is just killing it, metaphorically speaking. That he is just murder. He is all these metaphors don't work. That he's dominating the competition. Even Joe Biden, he believes in the polls, he's just crushing it. But when you go to talk to people who are in the know and who are influential in this space about who actually is supporting Donald Trump, who is endorsing Donald Trump, who believes Donald Trump is capable and qualified to be president of the United States again, there's one place he's not talking about. That's his cabinet, his former cabinet. NBC News did a poll. They went through and called like 44 different people who served in Donald Trump's cabinet because, you know, he was going to hire the best people and then had to fire them because they told the truth or they couldn't put up with his nonsense anymore. And then he would get somebody new and then he'd have to fire them. And then they would, same thing, and he'd have to fire that person. It was a nightmare, if you remember. Like, how many attorneys general did Donald Trump have? He had multiple acting individuals who weren't Senate confirmed, which cabinet level secretaries have to be. So here's the headline. Dozens served in Trump's cabinet. 4 say he should be reelected. Several of Trump's former cabinet members are coy about whether they support his bid to return to the White House. Others outright oppose it. And that includes Bill Barr, by the way, who still won't say that he's playing it cute, but has said that no, Donald Trump, no good. Here's the article. Donald Trump may have put them in the most powerful and prestigious jobs many will ever hold, but few who worked in his cabinet are rushing to endorse him in his bid to return to the White House. NBC News reached out to 44 of the dozens of people who served in Donald Trump's cabinet over his term in office. Most declined to comment or ignored the requests. A total of 4 have said publicly they support his run for re-election. Several have been coy about where they stand, stopping short of endorsing Trump with the GOP primary race underway. Then there are those who outright oppose his bid for the GOP nomination or are adamant that they don't want him back in power. Quote, I have made clear that I strongly oppose Trump for the nomination and will not endorse Trump, former Attorney General Bill Barr told NBC News. Asked how he would vote if the general election pits Trump against President Joe Biden, a Democrat, Barr said, I'll jump off that bridge when I get to it. Coward. The Trump campaign declined to comment beyond pointing to 3 former cabinet members as people to contact. 3. One of whom has endorsed Trump and 2 others who, when asked, didn't commit to endorsing him at this time. So even the names that Donald Trump is giving to NBC News to contact, 2 of the 3, 2/3 of the 3 said, yeah, well, we're not endorsing him. We're just not saying we want him in prison. It gets worse and worse. A president's cabinet gets a unique window into his priorities, temperament, and managerial style. Tasked with running the administration day to day, cabinet members see firsthand the impact of policies he touted on the campaign trail and put forward in office. They sit with him in regular meetings at the White House, listen to him vent, and act as surrogates crisscrossing the country to amplify his message. Those backing Trump's bid for another term include, now listen, this is what's beautiful. Get comfortable here. This list of 4 is remarkable. Many of you probably won't remember half of the list. 2 people. One of them I didn't know. And that's not to say you don't know more than me. That's just, I didn't know Russell Vought. Who's Russell Vought? But 3 of these people were acting. They weren't even full cabinet secretaries because they weren't put forth for confirmation in the Senate. 2 of them only served for 3 months. Here's the list. Those backing Trump's bid for another term include former acting Attorney General Matthew Whitaker, Mark Meadows, his final chief of staff, former budget chief Russell Vought, who was also acting, and former acting director of national intelligence Richard Grenell, who in June tweeted Trump 2024 above a tweet from Trump's main GOP rival, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Now, so Matthew Whitaker, you'll remember, was the acting attorney general after Jeff Sessions was fired by Donald Trump because he wouldn't collude, he wouldn't corruptly disentangle Donald Trump from the legal problems he was facing as president of the United States. He's a bad guy, he's a white nationalist, absolutely, but he wouldn't go that far. Donald Trump didn't like it, fired him, named this acting goof, Matt Whitaker, for a period of time. So that guy loves Trump. Russell Vought was acting budget counselor, whatever. I seriously don't know who that guy is. Who cares? And then Richard Grenell, the acting director of national intelligence. Again, 3 months acting, didn't get confirmed. And then everybody knows Mark Meadows, who I believe, and here's what I think is interesting, I think Mark Meadows, and this is just prediction, just speculation, maybe it's wishful thinking, I don't know. But Mark Meadows, I think, has testified against Donald Trump. I think he's a player in the anti-Trump column here, but he's trying, this is a diversionary tactic by him, saying, oh no, Trump's the guy, he's my guy, because he doesn't want MAGA world sicked upon him by Donald Trump. I don't know. I guess that would be the question. Do you believe that's the case with this? But for Donald Trump to act like everybody, it's overwhelming that people want him back in office, and the people who know him best, the people who know how he was president, they know best. They don't want him. That should tell you everything you need to know, because it's not like he hired a bunch of deep state people. Bill Barr is not a deep state guy. Jeff Sessions is not a deep state guy. The many iterations of Secretary of State, they're not deep state people. But they're not supporting Donald Trump. Anyway, what do you think? Leave a comment below. We can talk about it there. You can also call, leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me, as always, every day, all the time, daily at dollemore.com. I'd love to hear from you. If you want to support my work, if I do something that you appreciate, if I bring you value on a day-to-day or video by video basis, click the join button, see what's involved, become a channel member for $2 a month, click the super thanks button, or even better, you can go over to patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. Links to all of that are below. I'd love to see you there. Follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore, like always, and I will see you next time. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.